Welcome everyone to the first episode of Will We Talk, a music podcast by me, Joe McGrath. We're just going to have a conversation about all things music, and we'll also have a special band coming in later on. Like we'll end every episode, a band coming in to talk about their future, their tours, their music, and so forth and so forward. We have got the brilliant band that we call Dirty Laces joining us, but before then, a panel who are very excited to be here. My first panel of the Will We Talk era. It is podcaster and Radio X presenter, although I wanted to call you Star.
Yeah, it just sounds like I've told you to say it, and I'm like, no, if you're going to say that, specify it's not me that's asked to be introduced like that, Joe.
It's Mr. Adam Brown. I'll add in sound effects. Cheers.
Cheers, nice one, mate. Appreciate that. Nice one.
Adam, how have you been?
I'm all right, I'm good, I'm really good.
No,
yeah, well, I've got a little bit of a cold, but it wasn't...
Well, the coat is wonderful. For our audio listeners, describe it.
Well, it's kind of like quite fluffy / furry, and it's pink.
It is.
So I'd say it's quite an out there coat, isn't it? Yeah. To be fair, it's not one that's going to go under the radar.
Yeah. Well, I think it will. Do you think it'll stay? Because these lights are a bit hot.
It's one of those kind of coats where when you've made an effort to put it on, you need to just get the most out of it. I'm not going to come in and then take it off. You know what I mean? It's here to stay now. So we'll see. These lights are pretty hot, but...
When you take it off, make an announcement, because we'll do...
Yeah, we'll do. Yeah, see how long we last. Yeah.
We've also got an artist with us today who's joining the panel to have a chat about music. Issy Sutcliffe wants to be described as... Well, can you say your words to us?
The most dangerous girl in Manchester.
Are you all right with that, Adam? Because you're sat next to a dangerous girl.
Well, the thing is, I was like, don't call me a star. And then she's, I'm the most dangerous. So I feel like I've sort of underplayed it a little bit. I am slightly worried for my own health and safety.
You
should be.
Izzy, give us a little bit of background to you.
I am a solo artist. I've just started bringing out songs this year. They're kind of punky, kind of bluesy. But yeah, at the moment, I've just been bringing out songs. I've not even got a band together.
I love it.
But
you're auditioning for a band, Adam, to get on this.
Right.
What kind of what are we a Simon Cowell? Are we, Sharon Osbourne? What kind of...
Basically...
for a band? Hang on. Go on, say it again.
She's auditioning at the
Oh, right.
minute.
I was like, why are we involved?
You can audition if you want. If you dare.
Am I on bass or something? Without, is this the audition? Yeah,
what a brag that would be.
But basically... yeah, I've always just kind of just tried to get everyone involved, and maybe it sounds really bad.
Your granddad on the drums.
No, I mean I'm trying to get people who suit my kind of music, and it's really important that that I get some personalities that really match.
Well, if me and you had played an instrument, Adam would just...
So if you do audition for the band, you don't get in, you've got no personality.
With that pink fluffy jacket...
It's got enough attitude. No, it's not dangerous enough, is it? Let's face it.
No. So how do you audition for a band?
Well, I'm just... I've got some different people who want to be in it, and I've just given them a little slot in my... Because I'm doing it in the studio that I record at. So, yeah.
So I wish you all the best. I mean, we'll get onto your Instagram socials later on so you can check if the band is secured. But today we have conversations from the Brit Awards to Reading Leeds headliners to our Spotify Wrapped. This 20 minutes of the podcast is all dedicated to some of the biggest headlines in music at the minute. And none bigger than our own headlines when we reveal what we've been listening to this year. I think it's been quite exciting.
Yeah.
Did you love this time of year, Adam?
I do, but I'm just a bit gutted it takes a year to come round. Part of me thinks, can I have it every week? Do you know what I mean? Just give me,
But I saw someone spook me once saying that they're going to start doing this for food apps.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Your biggest dish, korma. Yeah. Oh, you couldn't share that, could you?
No.
Chicken korma leading the way.
You've ordered 17,000 times this year. You're in the top zero. I don't know.
0.1%. You're in the top 0.01% of Mackey's orders.
I know, yeah. You're there going, why just pointing out all my bad habits? Yeah. But no, I do love this time of year. There is a real excitement around it. But there is also that slight kind of fear that something's going to pop up that you're like... how's that got in the top 5? I didn't listen to it that many times, did I?
No. From my knowledge as well, and I want to know your thoughts on this, they stop counting at the end of October.
Do they?
Yeah. I believe so they can get all the numbers in, they crunch it, and then they release it now at the end of November. So don't release a banger in November.
Yeah.
It'll go Yeah, do you know what I mean?
That's
I also feel
interesting.
sorry for the Christmas tunes as well. They don't get a look in December.
Yeah, that's interesting, actually. Isn't it? I wonder if that would actually. I mean, you know what?
Maybe they purposely did it to avoid any Christmas songs because.
Yeah,
That
so
is
you know
true.
your top 5 is just got all Christmas tunes.
Just wham.
Right, really?
Yeah, Fairy Tale New
No, but
York.
it might be interesting to see, like, moving forward, if some labels actually start taking that into account, like madly, because it's such a big moment, isn't it? That everyone, it's perfect, really, because it's like music. Everyone wants to talk about it, but everyone also wants to show off as well. Like, look at what I do.
Yeah.
Look at me. Look what I've been listening to.
Yeah, that's true. So to get the most out of it by the end of the year, would you drop a song early in the year? Is it like a January or a February?
100%.
Maybe.
You're keeping some secrets from us
Oh, yeah,
today.
what's
You know
going
what I mean?
on,
That's it. Maybe the band is dead secret.
What was on yours, Joe?
Right, so can I get my list out? So, welcome to the Will We Talk laptop. This is where a lot of my notes are. So get used to it. I have got a pretty all right list.
Right.
So it goes in at number 5, Sam Fender.
Great.
That was all right?
Yeah.
Geordie
I do
lad.
like him, yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
In
love
number
it.
4, Wigan's Finest, the Lathams.
Brilliant.
Yeah? This is spooky, this. I
Go on.
don't know how they got in at
Go
number
on.
3. Sounds like I'm taking the mic as well. Aha.
What?
Do you know the band from the 80s?
I know
I've not actually heard of them.
I went for it. Do you know, take on.
Yeah, but did you just
Oh,
did you get
yeah.
obsessed with that? Because if I said to you, name me 5 songs, you probably.
Do you know what screwed me a bit?
What?
Is I do a pub quiz every Wednesday.
Yeah.
This sounds so ridiculous. I'm gonna lose all cool credibility on a music podcast. I come on to Aha, Take On Me. So that's 52 times I've played it out loud. They skewed the numbers.
Plus maybe rehearsals at home.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? All that kind of stuff. You know, you're walking out.
Becky, play it again. Play it again.
Do I look all right walking out to this? Yeah. But that's
skewed me numbers.
To be fair, I can't judge because I was listening to like literally a playlist of just cheesy 80s songs.
Oh, there's nothing better though, is
Do
it?
you think they should maybe
This
put
morning
something
in the
in?
shower.
Like Spotify might just have a thing where you can like turn off the tracking. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Oh,
do you know what I mean?
yeah.
What
Would
a
that be-
great, like a
Get on
sort of- get on it.
Yeah, get on
so
it.
many good ideas we're giving people today.
I should get that quiet, shouldn't I?
Yeah, you should have.
No, but you know what I mean? Where you can like
Incognito.
Yeah, private mode. So like you stick something on that you think it's not really going to like match my image. This really. So I just thought I've been listening to it, bang, and then it doesn't go onto your rap then at the end of the year.
Well, yeah, that's what I would definitely do with Aha, Take On Me.
So what else you got?
Number 2 is the 1975.
Yep.
I do like them. Issy?
Oh, I don't like
You don't like them? Slag them off now. That'd be good content.
Terrible.
Yeah, they must be.
And number 1 is a band that we share a love of, Adam. We used to do a radio show together, and people still thank us for introducing this band to them.
I know.
Got tagged in a
I
lot
mean, they're
of
doing
stuff.
all the hard work. All we've said is that they're a great band.
They're a band from Earlstown in St Helens called the K's. Now, I don't know if you've ever heard of them.
Oh, I know the case.
They are very wonderful. And they are my number 1. Izzy, are you ready to do your top 5? Do you remember
it off by
Quick, where's your phone? Can you get your
Do you want
phone?
me to do
It's just
mine?
down there. Yeah,
Right,
the build
okay.
up to Izzy's, the suspense.
Right, okay. Number 5 was Blossoms.
Okay, lovely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which
Well, that's
is
pretty
always
good for
good.
them because no new
I
music
love
this
Blossom.
year. Yeah.
Yeah, no, well, they've done that, to-do list, but that probably came out after.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, but that's a brilliant tune.
I love the
What?
Blossoms
that.
so much. I used to go out with the lead singer's cousin just because he looked like him.
Does he know that's the reason why?
That is great.
That's-
That's dedication.
Yeah.
I love that.
But now I don't see him anymore, and I don't really like the Blossoms anymore because then it just reminds me of him.
Really? So every time you listen to the Blossoms, it reminds you of an ex? I bet you'd be fuming, wouldn't you? Well,
So,
yeah.
number 4, Inhaler.
Brilliant. So the Irish band. Love it.
Number 3, I've got the Rolling Stones.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You had a Rolling Stones era, did
Yeah,
you?
well, do you know what as well? I think with the new stuff, I listen to the new album quite a bit.
Nice.
But again, I don't know if that's past the cut-off. But then some of my all-time favourite songs by the Rolling Stones as well.
Yeah.
So, 2, Loyal Kana,
Brilliant.
who is
What an
just... I just love him. I think he's absolutely brilliant. Like,
fantastic.
yeah, and do you know he's also got 2 songs that are named after prevalent chefs?
Say that again.
He's got 2 songs named after like famous chefs. 'Cause he loves cookery. And he loves cooking.
So can we guess? Do you know what it is? Is it Gordon Ramsay?
No, he's not.
Tom
He's not.
Kerridge? What do you mean?
They're a bit more like. They're not really like your TV. Well, they are TV chefs to an extent, but they're a bit more.
James Martin.
No, I mean, if Loyal Canada had a song called James Martin, that'd be unbelievable.
Well, when's this game going to end?
He's got, do you want me to tell you?
Yeah,
He's got Ottolenghi, who's,
yeah.
And he's got Carluccio.
Really?
As in, you remember the famous Carluccio chain was named after him, yeah. So he's got that. I mean,
do you think?
Yeah, actually, on Carluccio, the song by Loyal Canada, which is a great tune, there's a sample of Carluccio talking in that song. It's brilliant. And Loyal Canada's amazing.
And do you reckon Gino D'Acampo's got a look in for his next album?
Yeah, he's there going, is there any news on the album? I'll bet he's out more now. I bet he's just going through his bookshelf going, which chef could I use next time? Yeah. So Loyal Canada was 2. And then I had the K's number 1 as well.
Oh, the K's number 1 as well. Well, we are quite alike, Izzy, so you need to come through with the middle of us both here and just let us know your top 5.
I don't think mine is even in the middle of you both. I think it's just out there.
I love it. This is what we need. Give us your top 5. Don't look embarrassed. We're all friends here.
It's not like rock music. It's kind of like my first one is Little Sims.
Yeah, brilliant.
Which is good because she just, I just think she's amazing. Mm-hmm. She's so honest and like
her live sets are just ridiculously good.
I'm someone of many talents because you watch her on something like Top Boy and you realise, hold on, so she's an unbelievable artist and she can act. What's the triple threat? It's dancing.
Yeah.
Is that what the triple threat is?
That's the triple threat.
Can she dance? If so, triple threat. She's the triple threat. What else is who's in number 2?
Lana Del Rey, because I am obsessed with Lana Del Rey. She is the reason I breathe.
It's just something wilder.
No, because we all got to be honest. Oh God, I don't get the Lana Del Rey hype as much.
I don't get the nice.
That's true. What if I was to, and I'm very open to getting the Lana Del Rey hype. What is it that you like? Is there a certain album, certain tune that you sort of fell in love with her a little bit?
Probably the first album to me is just like one of the best albums that's ever been made ever.
Big claim.
She's like watching a movie, but it's a music.
That's
it's music.
That is a great way to describe it.
It's like watching Taxi Driver or something.
Mm-hmm. Load of murders.
Yeah.
What about the live show? Have you ever seen her live? She does a lot of festivals.
I do want to see her live though. Yeah.
We'll bring that on. That's on the list. What's number 3?
Cypress Hill.
Cypress Hill.
Oh, no
These I don't know how they're not my first. Cypress Hill. I am obsessed with.
Yeah.
I am obsessed with Cypress Hill.
Give them a shout out. So what tunes would you, if someone was new to Cypress Hill, is there a certain song that you think is their best that you'd start with?
Insane in the Membrane. Maybe.
Going in for it. Yeah.
Which is quite an iconic song in a way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everyone knows that.
Yeah. Even my granny Una would know that.
Yeah.
How I Could Just Kill a Man.
But say that again. Was that a
the
statement or
nicest
is
one?
that
you being dangerous again?
She would be worried or?
And I like Tequila Sunrise.
Yeah. Is that a drink? Or
I like
Weatherspoons,
Rock Superstar as well. It's probably a bit lesser known because it's like I've been through a lot in the music industry already without even slightly becoming famous, and I just can relate a lot to that song.
And why did you say that should be higher up? Are you always listening to them?
Yeah, I feel like I'm always listening to them.
Well, next year, 2024, make it your mission for them to be at the top.
Yeah.
Listen to me. What 2 and 1 are now though?
Yeah. What else have we got?
Beyonce.
Yeah. Now, are we talking old Beyonce? Or were you listening to some of the new stuff?
I like her new stuff. I like the song that she has with Jack White.
Ooh.
It's amazing. It makes me want to get married, buy a house, just so I can kick my husband out of the house.
The tune's called "Don't Hurt Yourself." Is that the one you're talking about?
I love it. Yeah.
So it makes you.
It just puts me in that mood, you know, to kick someone out of my house.
I love that.
That's brilliant, and it listens to the song next thing you're trying to get a mortgage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's brilliant.
Do you have any pets in this sort of like scenario? Do you get like a house dog? Kick the dog out, are you?
I have a rabbit, so he can be on my side.
Lovely.
And we can just watch my rabbit can just watch as I just toss his stuff out the window, singing it.
Cheering, the rabbit's cheering, buzzing. I never liked him anyway. What else have we got on the list finally?
Confidence Man.
Confidence Man, they are brilliant.
I love Confidence Man. I love her song about having a really boring boyfriend. It's funny.
There's a theme here. She just likes boring boyfriends and keep people out of the house. Yeah. I think they're on tour now in America at the minute, so they are just like on the verge of just becoming straightforward.
A really eclectic list as well. That
puts us to shame, doesn't it?
Yeah, I know.
My only eclectic one was Aha.
I know.
Oh, what a day, eh? Let's have a conversation because I was talking about Lana Del Rey there, and I saw her on the poster for Reading and Leeds.
Yeah.
I want to talk to you about festival lineups so far this year and what we make of them. What we think, which festival are we thinking of doing the best so far, and all in between. So Reading and Leeds, as the day we're recording, went on sale today. Have we ever took a trip to Reading or Leeds?
I've never been to a festival in my whole life.
Really? Now, is that because you won't like sleeping in the tent, or you just never got around to it?
I'm just always not had very much money.
Right.
I've literally just always been putting it into my own music, and I've just never ended up going to a festival. It was quite hard this year because this year was supposed to be my first year of ever going to a festival, and it was ones that I was playing at, and then I've had to start again with my music career.
Yeah.
But hopefully next year, or even if I have to wait another year, hopefully when I'm playing, I'll be playing at all of them.
Oh, I love that. That's the confidence we need in it, Adam.
I think the lineup for Reading and Leeds looks quality this year.
Yeah. The 6 big names are Lana Del Rey.
Yeah.
Liam Gallagher playing definitely maybe in full.
I do like Liam Gallagher.
Blink 182.
I do like Blink
so
182.
Their new stuff's pretty good as well.
I know. Yeah.
I went to Prague to see Blink 182 because all their tickets in the UK were sold out. So my partner got online and saw that there was some in Prague. Fly over there pretty cheaply, and Prague's pretty cheap. It's only like £2 a pint. I mean, I know that shouldn't be the way you look at things, but that's the way we looked at things.
Yeah.
And what a gig!
Yeah.
I've got a mate called Irish Darryl who I'll bring quite a lot on the pod. He absolutely loved it. So much so that on the way out, you ever been to a football match and the chants are still going afterwards?
Yeah.
He got a couple of Blink 182 songs going.
Did he?
On the tube station. It was great fun. But then they've got that really slow one, which is "I Miss You," don't they? And he tried that, and he went, "Where are you?" And it just fell flat.
Because some
stopped dead.
Some of those Blink songs are quite quick, aren't they, as well? So the idea of everyone trying to keep up with him, trying to do all the small things or something. He's like, "Where are we up to?" But I think it's a brilliant booking. Yeah, because again, I think it's quite smart because when they did those UK tour dates, they sold out so fast because they'd not done any dates in the UK for so long, had they? No. And then people who'd missed out, I think they'll go to Reading and Leeds just for Blink almost. Do you know what I mean? Even if they don't like anyone else on the lineup, Blink is such a big draw for people.
Yeah.
Especially people that are similar age to me.
Of course.
Do you know what I mean? Growing up with bands like Blink.
Another festival UK exclusive why they might go. Fred again is signed to do his only UK festival will be Reading and Leeds. He seems to be the man of the moment at the minute. Is he? Are you into his stuff?
Is he the one who goes, "I'm too sexy for did-do"?
No, that's right, said Fred. But I know what you mean. If Fred again's listening, he apologised.
So sorry.
Oh no! What a tune, by the way. What a tune.
I mean, that would be an absolutely wild booking.
Fred again. Right, said Fred headlining Reading and Leeds. That'd be unbelievable. Now, Fred again's got like a
He should sing it.
He should.
Just because I said that on this podcast.
They've gone down a weird road, haven't they, recently? So I don't think.
We'll leave that.
Fred again is like a producer. He's got some good tunes out. Then you got Jerry Cinnamon making a return to the live scene after a couple of years out. But the headline that everyone's talking about,
and he's got wild fans, by the way.
Oh. But we like that. When we were on the radio together, we used to love playing it.
Yeah, but also we went to see Liam Gallagher. Do you remember we went to see Liam Gallagher in Manchester?
Yeah. And
I know Jerry Cinnamon had done some support for him, but he wasn't supporting him that night. But all the fans were just chanting Jerry Cinnamon outside.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was walking in, they were just going, and they were singing Belter and all this, and they're going, "You do know he's not on tonight, don't you?" It's like, what? So yeah, they were just literally chanting for Jerry Cinnamon. So his fans are just he's had that grassroots following from the start, and he's still kind of maintained that.
Yeah, because you don't see an interview with him. You don't see much about him. keeps himself to
He's
himself.
quite a normal guy.
Yeah, but then he can still command those like big
Yeah.
sort of slots at festivals. So
He played Murrayfield in Scotland.
I know.
It's crazy.
Didn't he do 2 nights at, in Glasgow as well? I think, like at the stadium. I want to say at the stadium, maybe. Yeah, I'm sure
he's
he did.
Incredible. So he's returning back. But the one thing that people got talking about was the return of Catfish and the Bottlemen. Their return seemed to really capture the imagination of my social media. I don't know about yours.
Yeah.
It felt like. They're not performed in 2 years. It felt like. Do you know when the Stone Roses got back together, Adam? I don't remember that, but that was like unbelievable.
Yeah.
Catfish and the Bottlemen get back together. I understand it. I love them. But was there an overreaction or what?
I think the thing is that when there's a band that sort of makes a return, a lot of it is based on how long they've been away for. Do you know what I mean? And Catfish hadn't been away that long, had they? And the way it was kind of announced that they were taking a bit of a break, it was a bit weird, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like, there wasn't really a clear is it hiatus? What's happened? I mean, what's the reason behind? And it was all a bit up in the air, wasn't it? So I think sometimes when it was obviously a band like Stone Roses come back, there'd been that desire for it to happen for a long time. But I mean, I think Catfish they're a brilliant outfit. They're a great band. I mean, I feel like they're just like a trusty mate who that they're going to turn up and you can depend on them to turn up and deliver something mint.
This is where Issy slags them off. Do you like them? Catfish? Not
yeah.
Really. Yeah.
They're okay.
They're okay. Well, because I liked a couple of like Catfish and the Bottlemen stuff on my TikTok, I got into like a rabbit hole of this woman who investigates like stuff, but she's a big Catfish fan. So she went on a big deep dive into their like where they've been.
Right.
She even went on the government business records.
Oh yeah.
And
That's
found
so
out that
funny.
3
like
members
Company's House or something.
Company's House, 2 members have left via Company's House, and that it's only Van McCann, who's the lead singer, who's still left, and his dad apparently, or something like that.
Yeah.
So and then all the other Catfish fans are saying if you look at their profile picture, all it is Van McCann with his guitar in his hair.
I was a bit confused because, like, I know that the guitarist left, and because this guy who I'm quite good friends with, who he nearly was my manager for a bit. He used to manage them, and he was telling me all about when the guitarist left and all stuff like that. And then when they were coming back, I was thinking,
what's going to happen?
It's not really the same band, but
we will see.
Yeah.
I'm
still. I mean, look, at the end of the day, I'm. Still exciting that they're going to be back on stage in some
it's like
capacity.
the Sugar Babes, but for indie music.
Exactly.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
You just don't know what members are good to
like a revolving door.
You just don't know. Right, I want to turn our attention to the Brit Awards. So the Brit Awards do this thing called, it used to be called the Brits Critics' Choice Award, and it's also had another name called the Rising Star Award. But in 2024, the shortlist has been revealed for who is up for their 2024 award. Let me figure out what they're called now. They're calling it the Brit Award 2024 Rising Star. That's the full title. It's been through the ringer a little bit. There are bands called Katie Basser, as well as the Last Dinner Party, and I hope I'm pronouncing this right, Saku. So they're 3 big artists that are rising through the ranks. Have you heard of any of these, Izzy?
Yeah, I've actually already seen this, and I just want to say I love the Last Dinner Party.
I was going to say that.
Hype. Tell us about this hype, Izzy.
They're just out there on their own. They're just like, they've got something in them that just is like, that song Nothing Matters. You can just when Johnny Cash was going to get signed, they said to him, you need to sing the song which if you were on death row, the last song you would ever sing. And Nothing Matters is literally like, nothing matters anymore, and she's just on the edge, and that's the last thing she's ever sung.
And they might,
if that makes sense.
That does make sense. They might be the winners. And this might be.
I know what you're thinking, then, Joe. You're thinking, "Take on me." For you yourself,
I went back to Aha.
I was thinking, what would I sing? No, I agree with you. Last Dinner Party. I think for me, out of those 3, all of them are brilliant. I think there is something special about that band.
Yeah,
there's just something
Wonderful.
Going on. Do you know what I mean? Like, you sort of, it's the start of like potentially it could be huge in 2024. I think they've got the album coming out in February, I think it is, next year. And it's just, I don't know, there's just something really sort of refreshing, unique. You know, the sound is just,
phenomenal.
I just think they're great.
I love that song, Felt Like a Sin, when the guitar comes in. And like, I don't know why, I don't feel like I'm going to I expect it. And then it just goes in and it's just like, yes.
I love that. When a song or in a band can get an emotion like that out of people, it's where, you know, they're actually doing something right. Yeah. And that is coming from the heart there. So they might win. We don't know. But that's the 3 artists that are in the lead. I think we know who our favourite is here. Can I run through some past winners? And I want to know, out of all these years I'm going to read out to you, what you think the best was.
Go on.
All right. And hindsight's a great thing, isn't it? Going back to 2008 when they first brought it in.
Right.
Listen to this. So Up For It were Duffy and Foles, but Adele won. What a year.
Yeah. I mean, I think really, like, even though I love Foles, I think that it's hard to argue with that, isn't it?
Yeah, it is hard to argue. 2011 is also a great year. James Blake was up for it, and so were the Vaccines. But Jessie J won.
It's a bit wild, isn't it?
What's up with you there?
No, I'm not fuming. Just to specify, I'm not fuming. No, yeah, it's hard really because it's good to look back on it sort of 10 years later, isn't it? You know what I mean? And I think so many artists and bands put so much emphasis on awards like that, and it's like we must get some sort of critical acclaim, and we need all the critics and writers to love us to be successful. But I reckon some of the winners is varying degrees of success.
Yeah, of course. 2000. So we've gone from 2008. 2011 was another great year. Here's 2015. George the Poet, years and years, failed to win, but James Bay won in 2015. He's still doing all right.
Yeah, but yeah.
Years and years. I mean, they're just down to one member now. They're like Catfish and the Bottlemen. It's just that Ollie guy. So, and then let's go to...
Could you imagine if they rebranded it like that Ollie guy?
Yeah, that Ollie guy. Imagine that. The other one I want to talk about, 2017, Anne-Marie, who does brilliant pop songs, Dua Lipa, they didn't make the final cut. Rag and Bone Man won.
Yeah.
Is that
well, that's like
spooky?
No, that's like a pop, like 3 big pop artists who have gone on to be very, very successful.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So you couldn't, if any of them had won, you couldn't really argue with it. You know, very, like, genre-wise, it's quite similar, isn't it, really?
Yeah. Lovely. Right, so what we like to do is on the show, a feature we're going to be doing is called The Top 3. And every week it's got a different genre, different theme to it, a different question. And we're going to see if we can all agree on a top 3. And with this being the very first episode, I wanted to talk about the top 3 greatest debut albums of all time. Now, this is going to be difficult, and there's going to be some suggestions floating about what we want to put in and what we don't. But if we can come together and all maybe organise a top 3, doesn't have to be in order, by the way, just generically, what are we thinking? Now, Izzy, did you have time to think about one you might want to throw into the mix?
Well, there's one that if you're thinking about the greatest ones of all time, I feel like you have to put it in. Like, whatever people say I am, that's what I'm not. Just the title of that alone.
I think it's got to go in there.
Do you know what?
I love it. Whatever people say I am,
it has to be in with a shout.
that's what I'm not.
I made a rod from my own back here because what an album. And we'd be daft if we put this online and haven't stuck that in at number 1. Yeah. Are we all agreeing? Are we all agreeing on that?
I think. Listen, let's put it in pencil for now.
Yeah, we'll pencil it in.
We'll
stick it down.
It's an option that it's not like perfect marker. Listen, I want it in there, but there might be others. So I think it's got a really good shout of getting in there, though.
What about other sort of rock and roll bands? Would you suggest maybe something from Oasis or Stone Roses get in there, or
it's difficult, isn't it? I think that Stone Roses album, you know, that's got to again maybe in there for consideration.
Yeah,
it's hard because you could. How do you look at it? Do you look at it your own personal taste, or do you look at it from what people are going to consider to be something that's, you know, iconic and, you know, it's changed the landscape of music? Because it might not be something you like.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? So are we going... But then if you just took personal taste, people are fuming.
This is tricky. This is where we're going to get a bit of hate, Izzy. Any more you want to throw our way? I was thinking about Florence and the Machine.
Of all time.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I was trying to move out of my music genre and my music listening, and sort of appreciate what other people have done, and then try and identify tunes from.
I think as well, it's sort of like something like Definitely Maybe.
Yeah.
When you think about what that did for a generation of people, it's massive. Like, there's so many bands that were probably influenced by that in the same way the Beatles did that to the generation. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I do think sometimes it's like, oh, well, without the Beatles, there'd be no Oasis. But then there's so many bands now that without Oasis, they wouldn't be doing what they were doing. So I think that, that's probably in a weird way doesn't get enough credit. Maybe not just because it's musical kind of, sort of, credibility, but in terms of its actual cultural kind of impact that it had on people. It probably inspires so many people to pick up guitars.
Yeah.
And never go for it. What do you think, Issy? Would you like Oasis' first album? Would that maybe?
Yeah, I do really like Oasis. I feel like a lot of people nowadays are a bit scared to have the attitude that Liam Gallagher and Noel Gallagher had, and I just think they
go for it.
They go for it, and they're sure of themselves, and it's a good thing. You should like your own music.
Of course.
You should think that you're the best band in the world.
The sound mix on some of those
it's crazy,
songs is ridiculous.
It's
so good.
It's ridiculous.
You just can't recreate that.
Yeah.
Like, even if you try to do it, it's just, I don't like.
No, it's
you
mad.
just cannot recreate it. It's so like that rawness, but at the same time, it has that kind of like power that goes through it. And it's just something special about it.
So what I reckon we do you have a couple more honourable mentions? So what we might do is it would be the first one. We submit them to, and we let the people listening and the people watching decide what the third one is.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we might be here all day.
I mean,
do you want to throw some at me? Because I know you got the list there.
Well,
throw some at us.
There's a few here that I've just literally typed in, like, debut, and there's on here there's stuff like Joy Division, Unknown Pleasures, Kanye West, College Dropout. You got to think about ones that have really kind of stood the test of time, and people seem to absolutely love. Sex Pistols,
The Strokes.
That's a great
Forgot
album.
about that one.
But again, that's another one that's really influenced. If we talk about indie rock and roll, and we think about what the Strokes are doing in New York in late 90s, early 2000s, they were credited with just not only bringing that kind of music back to the forefront, but the credit with bringing skinny jeans into fashion. Do you know what I mean? And then at the time,
and we're worried that we kind of, like you mentioned, obviously Kanye West there, and there's a lot of hip hop albums that you could also put through. So you don't want to become too narrow-minded in this chat. This is why
it's so broad.
It's so broad. So let's put it up to.
I don't think we can come up with a definitive one, Joe. There's no way.
There's no way. So what I might do in the comment section on the YouTube, you might be seeing a list of people who have put forward their favourites. Do us a favour, like it. If you think that one's the best, give it a like, and then we'll see in the next episode. I'll declare the winner. Big claim.
I'll declare the best album ever.
Before I let you go, earworm of the week. So essentially, what song has taken over your life this week that you've maybe listened to more than others? Who wants to go for it?
Doesn't have to be. What is it like? Could
It
be
is
any song that you love it?
anything, and I mean anything. It could be new, it could be old, it could be in between, it could be a classic you forgot about. It could even be like an album track that you think is like it's just the song that's on a loop the most in your head.
Brian's Jonestown Massacre.
Yeah.
Bring Me the Head of Paul McCartney.
Well, let's put that on a playlist. We're going to make the big playlist here.
That's actually a good song,
So did you is this what you've been listening to all week?
Brian Jonestown Massacre, yeah.
Quality.
Spooks, like.
I was watching something about cults on Netflix, and then I was like, it was just going on about Brian's Jonestown Massacre, and Jonestown Massacre, and then I was like, you know what? I'm going to watch Dig, the documentary. Yeah. And then I just went down like a whole whirlpool of them.
It's crazy, isn't it? Yeah. But great band came out of it.
Yeah.
Although I'm sure they had a scrap on stage a couple of nights ago.
Oh yeah.
Full on scrap.
Someone told me they were splitting up. I was
Headlocks, everything.
Yeah, but that's just entertainment.
It is. It's good fun, isn't it? Andy, what's that song for you?
I've gone for. It's a brand new song that's only been out a couple of days as of the time of recording this.
Love it.
The Gola Express. Have you heard much by them?
No.
Brilliant.
Really?
Brilliant band. They're from like, do you know them?
I know them. Oh my god.
Oh.
Where have you gone? Oh.
I know them from just being sat in a pub, this really tiny room, and them like nearly having a fight with someone, and I was just sat there like.
Loves brawl. Like everyone's brawling.
It's a very violent
all it
end
was
to
is
the,
that
to
like
the section.
they were just staring at this guy, and that guy was staring back, and then they were like,
Really?
and I was just there in the middle, and it was a tiny room, and I was like,
when was this?
the beginning of this year, I think. So like.
And now they've got a new tune out.
Yeah, anyway, the new tune's
Is
great.
it called I Battered a Guy in a Pub?
Yeah,
Is that
it
what
was
the
just called
song is?
Staring You Out. No, it's basically it's the Goa Express. It's Never Been Better. But they're a really good band because they're from like Burnley, Todmorden, kind of. And they do like obviously they're quite big in Manchester.
Of course.
Yeah.
But they've got that sort of, I don't know, there's that sort of energy about them where it's like. Sort of early and like glory years of NME, where it's they'll just like write a song about what being on a night out and you want to be on the night out with them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Not just staring people out, but do you know what I mean? Like, but it's that sort of like they can make a song super exciting about like the everyday.
Yeah.
I just think they're a really good band and definitely one to watch for next year. Definitely.
Yeah.
Get on that. Mine is a bit cheesy. Kylie Minogue's got a new song out. It's called Hold On To Now.
Should have said his first, shouldn't we? Then complaining with Goa
Yeah, I
Express.
should have gone differently. I should have gone mine then first. Honestly, good pop tune. Good pop
I
tune.
do like pop.
On the radio station I work at now, they play that kind of tune, and often I just glaze over a little bit. Well, that's a trade secret, really. But Kylie Minogue,
and then he comes on the back and goes, "Love that song,
love it, what a tune!" It's honestly quality. Check it out.
I saw I was in the shop the other day and I saw some of her branded no Secco. The alcohol-free Prosecco, yeah. Kylie Minogue
Really?
branded stuff,
Kylie
mate.
Minogue Prosecco. We'll get a bottle
You
of
never
that
know
for
if
the
it's a
table,
secret
mate.
Santa for this podcast, mate. If you get, not to get Joe.
Let's do it.
You don't want the no Secco version.
No, you don't want a Prosecco version. Izzy, thank you very much for joining us. So to keep up
problem.
to date on what you get up to for the rest of this year and beyond, what is your Instagram?
Issy ISSY _ Sutcliffe.
Yes.
I'm not related to the serial killer,
No.
but it's spelt the same way.
And
It's such a funny thing to say. Go on,
No, because everyone asks.
Yeah. Everyone.
Everyone asks.
Oh, we didn't.
I know, but you're probably thinking it. I don't know.
There was a little bit. When
Just
I said Izzy
one to
Sutcliffe,
get out of the way.
I was like, yeah. No relation to the serial killer. Very pleased to hear about that. Adam, what about
mine's
yourself?
just Ads Brown, so Instagram, Twitter, or X,
Lovely.
whatever you want to call it. Working on a podcast about cats at the minute.
Yeah, lovely. And what's it called?
Cat's Got Your Tongue. With,
Cat's Got Your Tongue.
Cat's protection. So yeah, all about if you love cats. I mean, it's wild, really, but yeah. It's basically like talking to celebrity guests about their cats.
I love it. Is there a spin-off idea for rabbits?
I'm trying to think of a witty podcast name for it, but yeah.
Rabbiting rabbits.
Rabbit in the.
I
So
don't
there's
know.
something about
rabbits.
rabbit in the headlights. There's got to be something there, Andy. Rabbit in the.
Yeah, but that's just like silence. Like I just on a podcast,
Yeah, everyone tune in.
Welcome to the
stunned.
just freeze. Like episode 1 done.
Oh,
So yeah, that's what I've been working on. And it's been quite cool, bringing a bit of rock and roll to the world of cats.
It's what it needs. What it's needed.
Oh, I remembered I do have a new song coming out in January.
Just
remember now.
Yeah, and that's actually got it's like it's got animal noises and stuff like that. So it's called Feral.
Feral.
It's about being crazy.
What animals are featuring on it? Yeah.
Oh.
Are you doing the notices or is it?
Yeah.
Oh, did you not?
Yeah.
Yeah. She doesn't like to. She doesn't like to pay the extras.
Yeah.
Right,
no,
yeah.
I'm not gonna. I'm gonna do the noises myself.
When you say, is that it? Is
that
noise
the
or
one
is
that?
it-
Oh,
there's-
a woof or
We're
a
wait for the tune,
I've
mate.
got
We
a
gotta wait.
hiss, like a snake, and
sheep.
then one bit it goes, "Hear me, roar."
Oh, I like that. Nice little touch there. A nice little touch. That's in January. Just remember that.
Yeah.
January.
But I'm sure when it comes out, you'll know about it because I've got some nice pictures coming out with it.
And also, I thought it was a zoo.
Well, Adam Brown and Issy Sutcliffe have joined the panel for today. We thank you very much for joining us. A little break, and then afterwards we'll be joined by the band Dirty Laces for a chat about their 2023 and what's to come for their future. Right then, we are back on Will We Talk with our first artist of this podcast. They are the brilliant Dirty Laces, and I'll hand in a massive round of applause where we say, hello everybody, how are we? Come on, what are you doing? You got to say hello.
Oh, hello everybody.
Hello
how are
everybody.
Right, introduce yourself. Who have we got here?
I'm Tom. I play bass.
Lovely.
I'm Jacob and I play guitar.
Oh, brilliant. So we've got Tom and Jacob from Dirty Laces. Bit of a big year for you in 2023. We'll get into that in a few moments' time. But Tom, when we did the microphone test, you often say to someone, can you have a conversation with us down the microphone about what you had for breakfast? And you said you had an exotic breakfast. And you have to, and I said, hold it. I want to know on the pod.
Yeah, well, I went to Oldham and I had a dal for breakfast.
A dal?
A dal, yeah.
I don't know what a dal is.
A dal's like a curry?
Yeah, I like my exotic spicy food, yeah.
What's in a dal?
Chickpeas, lentils, bit of garlic, maybe cumin.
Yeah,
It's
maybe
quite spicy.
cumin. I love that, maybe cumin.
Yeah.
And why was the dal the breakfast of choice?
I don't know, to be honest. I was just feeling really adventurous this morning, and I just thought I'll go to Oldham and get a dal. Why not?
Why bloody not? Eh?
Yeah,
And what did you have? Don't take the mick out of Tom's breakfast, Jacob.
I had 2 croissants.
2.
2, yeah. They're only little.
Oh yeah.
And I can't remember what I had. I think that was it.
I think 2 croissants is all right.
Substantial enough. Well, I'm getting older now. I need to slow down.
What does that mean? Do you keep an eye on yourself now you're getting older?
I mean, I don't do anything about it, but I can certainly keep an eye on it.
Tell us a little about your 2023 as Dirty Laces, the band. How's it been? What have we got up to this year, Tom?
Well, it's been pretty good. We've been busy. We went on tour with the Spiral Carpets and played some of the biggest gigs we've ever played. That was pretty crazy. Like, we did Shepherd's Bush in London, that was sold out. A big gig in Glasgow at what's it called, SW.
Yeah, Galvanised.
Yeah.
And we did Sheffield. We did the Lead Mill as well, which is like a bucket list thing, really. Because I've been to many gigs at the Lead Mill, but that, I mean, to be able to say you've played it is just phenomenal.
When you get a call from like that from the Spiral Carpets, if we're going on tour, wanting you as some of the warm ups, that must be unbelievable. Tom, was the nerves kicking in? Were you ready for it?
No, because to be honest, I feel like we've been grafting for years, and these are the kind of gigs we feel like we should have been getting, and it's just good to have like a local band like in Spiral Carpets with like Clinton Graham and Stephen, and they actively stuck the neck out and went, we're not going to let the booking agents choose who we want on, we're going to get the bands that we want on, and that's really nice of them because it's so hard to get slots like that nowadays, the amount of competition, and for them to just put on bands that they actually like and enjoy the music, then it was just great. Well,
just on that, so sometimes for those people who might not know, that the artists themselves might not have a choice on who's supporting it. It might be someone else who controls that. Is that how it works normally?
Yeah, I mean, it all depends on the promoters and stuff like that. It's all, you know. The main thing we like to do is just keep focused on ourselves, really. I think. I know it sounds cliche, but you know, the more we focus on, you know, pulling all the strings, is less time that we could have spent focused on ourselves, which is, I think, the best way to do it personally.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Inspiral gigs were like a pinch me moment for everyone. But I remember when we played Glasgow, which was the first date that we did. Backstage, we were all like nervous, man. Like,
you
really
can say
nervous.
shit in it if you want.
Yeah, we were really shit nervous. Like, really.
Shit nervous.
Yeah, we were really
nervous.
nervous.
No, we were really nervous, and I remember us all bouncing around backstage and looking at the venue. And when we were on stage, just being honest, felt comfortable. Really, It's sort of, you know, you envision it like there's one of your dreams anyway. So when you're there, it's not really a sort of overwhelming experience.
Enjoy it and not worry about it.
Yeah, definitely.
And did you learn a lot about each other going on tour together?
Oh, not that we don't already know. Like,
Yeah, no, we're already like, we're pretty much, there's no shame between us all. We've all seen ourselves at our worst and at our best, and yeah, there were no surprises. Yeah, there's a lot of nudity, not a lot a lot of girls, a lot of
just
guys,
a lot of nudity with you lot in the back.
Yeah.
Would that be pre or post gig? You won't get nude pre gig, would you?
No,
nudity's like celebrating, isn't it?
well, I suppose.
Yeah.
It was mainly post gig. Yeah.
Yeah, it gets very primal after the gigs. So it's not as you'd expect it, and everybody's at different stages of adrenaline pumping after that. Because it is all the anxiety before it and all the stress, and then afterwards you get this mad like rush in it, and it's just like when you're on. If you're doing your own gig, like when we've done Gorilla and places like that, like we sold out shows on our own, but there's a lot more like pressure on you. Whereas with that, we're literally turning up, the tickets are already sold, you just play, put on the best show, and then just move on to the next one. And
that must be quite nice, actually.
Yeah,
even
it's
hearing
very
you describe
nice.
it, then I was like,
very nice.
"Oof, that feels quite relaxing."
Yeah.
Because the pressure of your own gig, you got to sort out guest list, you got to make sure the lights, the sound, everyone's sorted, your own promoters. But I suppose when you're artist warming someone up, just do the job that you want to do.
Yeah.
And that's quality. Different cities. When you got about to Glasgow, Sheffield, do you allow your time to go see what the city is about, get up to much, or do you have to really keep it quite tight? What you do with your time?
Yeah, we didn't really have too much time, to be honest. By the time we arrived and loaded in and everything sunk in, but like I remember when we arrived at Glasgow, we walked into the venue through like the side entrance and. Before we started loading the gear in, and we were just spending about 20-30 minutes looking at the venue itself, like, wow, just the nerves. But we managed to get out briefly. I think we had about half an hour to sort of roam around, but most of us just wanted to sort of sit, drink it all in.
Of course, of course.
And on those type of gigs, we didn't really have that much time to roam.
Yeah, because we're like, you've got to acclimatise to everyone else, because it's like if one person don't sleep, all of you don't sleep. So it's like just getting the precious moments. Like, to be honest, I was like kipping about an hour before we go on, and then just like, you've got there's not much free will. You've just got to like roll with it. But
is he a snorer?
I am.
You are. Big snorers of the group.
Yeah. We won't say any more on that.
Yeah, we won't say any more than that.
Oh, but
you don't sleepwalk, do you?
No. I'm just.
What are you holding back from?
Well, when we recorded the album in the studio in Wales, I remember we had like a communal sort of bedroom in a way.
Yeah.
And I think there was 6 of us in one bedroom on like. Like single mattresses?
Oh, right, really?
Not out of choice. That's how it was designed.
Really?
It wasn't like let's all sleep together. Yeah. But 6 of us were in one room, and I think I lasted in there 4 hours out of the 10 days. Yeah, I ended up sleeping in the live room in the studio, like under the grand piano.
Is it soundproof in there though? That's good.
Well, that's the only reason why I went down there. Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about this. People don't know about Dirty Laces, what you've got out there. You recording the album. So with that, it comes live dates, comes tours. There's a lot of work going into what you guys are doing at the minute. But for anyone who doesn't know, brief history about like sort of how you guys formed and what you guys have got out there to the public that people can go check out, Spotify, Apple Music, and all of that. Yeah,
well, so we brought out a debut album that was on what date was it again? Yeah. Well,
the 24th of November, we brought that out, I think.
Yeah, so basically, but before that, we've recorded like singles and EPs and stuff. But like, this is definitely like, to be honest, we recorded it well over a year ago. But it's just like the logistics of bringing it out, and we've done it independently because we just wanted to like have that freedom of being like a bit more unaccountable, because we wanted a debut album to be really like what we wanted it to be. Like, even a drummer, Luke O'Reilly, he did our own artwork for it, and like we just run everything ourselves, because like So it is what we wanted it to be, really.
Yeah.
I mean, there's more work in doing it that way, but it's so much better for us as a group to be able to be in control of, you know, what we put out and stuff like that.
How did you make that decision then? How did you know that you were going to do that album and you were going to do it yourself?
I think we just got to the stage where we were like, well, we're going to need to put something out now, more than an EP, more than a single, and we had the body of work to prove that we could do it. And I think we all had the same dream when we were younger, that we all wanted to be like musicians when we were older, and to be able to say you're going to do an album, or you're releasing an album, or you've had an album, is just something that, you know, it's sort of like fairy tale. And it just seemed like the right time for us as a band and as people as well.
Yeah, and Alex, our producer, did drive it quite a lot, because to be honest, he was the one that was like, and even the way he made us do it, because it was like, I think a lot of bands would be like, right, we've already put out 10 singles in the past, let's whack this on the album. But Alex was like, right, 30 songs and whittle it down. So we'd schedule with him every month, we'll do a demoing session. You've got to have 6 new songs for that. Yeah. So he really put us under the fire and made us like work for it and focus. And we did write a lot of it during lockdown, which was quite a blessing, because like we all work and stuff, and during that downtime it was like we were just locked in our houses, so we actually had it kind of, as horrific as it was for a lot of people, it did kind of play to our advantage, because it was like, right, we need to make the most out of this. What we're going to do, we're going to write, record an album. Do
you think you wrote better stuff, or like, do you think you got the best out of your creativity when you were sort of sat alone with your own thoughts during lockdown?
Well, I the thing with the whole pandemic was obviously it was an awful time for a lot of people, and as a band it was sort of bittersweet, because it was obviously there was no gigs, you know, you couldn't really rehearse like you used to do, but in that sense as well, we allowed ourselves more time to draw up ideas and work towards something that was achievable in lockdown, which was new music. And I think in that sense we released some good stuff. Yeah, I'm happy with it turned out.
And like it was probably like that period of time for me with like personal issues and stuff, it was probably like one of the worst periods of my life, but I'm glad that I kind of had that outlet to put it in like the lyrics and stuff, because it was like I just basically I wrote through all that, and I think it just documented that, and it was kind of like but we never wanted it to be like very miserable, but it's like this kind of like oblique optimism of what it is, like stuff's really tough but we can get through it. And I think the album kind of was like the light at the end of the tunnel, and that's what and that's why like me personally, I'm really happy with it, and I think the rest of the lads are, because it was like kind of taking a lot of negative stuff and turning it into a positive, and we'll always remember that for the rest of our lives. We've got it there on vinyl, like, so it's pretty crazy.
Of course. Well, that's brilliant, and we are recording this end of November 2023, and I just want to stamp it, because I want to talk about what's coming up. And I don't want people to be listening to this in a couple of months' time and realise they missed a live show or missed a gig. But as we sit here now, what are we excited about for Dirty Laces?
Well, we've got a big gig coming up soon, which obviously time-stamped is it's in the next few days for us.
Oh, wonderful! What date?
2nd of December.
We're really bad with dates. Like,
2nd of
You're really bad
December.
with dates.
We just admit we've got that much stuff in our heads. It's like we can't remember what dates what anymore.
That's your headline gig.
Yeah.
If I'm right, it's at Canvas.
That's right.
Which is a brilliant new venue in Manchester. With a big gig like that, I bet it's a full-on event to put on.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's to be fair, it's been a bit of a quick turnaround as well. I think from booking it to posters to announcing it and to it being here as well. It's all seems to have gone really quick. But it's always great doing like a big Manchester headline. Being from the Manchester area, it's like it's not like I wouldn't say it's a regular thing. Like obviously but it's a massive point where you can work towards it, look forward to it, and there's a lot of work goes into it as well. So.
Yeah, and it's like even like with like the DIY approach we've got to it. Like we've even made our own visuals for it backstage. We've designed our own merch. We've been putting out flyers that we've designed on our own, and so it's good, like, because we can kind of feel like everything we've done, we've put a name on it, and it's been down to us, kind of. So it's just making the most of like the freedom that we get within making this choice.
Oh, brilliant! It's class. Now, obviously, you can go and listen to your stuff on Spotify and Apple, but I want people to go out and grab physical copies. I want people to buy the album.
Oh, we'd love that.
Or buy the bloody album. Yeah. The best place people can go and venture and find your music and make sure they can buy copies, and then obviously listen to it on Spotify and Apple. But buy it first. Where can we find your stuff?
We got a website called dirtylaces.band. And on there's a section for, I think, music or merch and stuff like that. And it will be on there as well.
Yeah, we've got all the merch, and like we're...
Yeah, I mean,
again, we're sorting it out ourselves.
Yeah.
Like I think tomorrow we're signing all the vinyl and stuff, and we're going to get that out ASAP, because there was a bit of a delay with it, but we released it last week, but we're going to get the vinyl out this week. But
big signing day. That must wreck their old wrists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a pleasure to do it, like, but
Yeah, we've already got like early onset arthritis from playing guitar for like 6 years.
Yeah,
or
definitely
whatever.
just from playing guitar.
Yeah.
Quality. Well, Dirty Laces. We end our interview with what we like to call. So there's a lot of questions about your death row meal, but our question here on Will We Talk is the last song you'd like to see performed in your favourite venue of all time. Now you can take a moment to think about this. I will allow you dead or alive artists, but you can pick for me now, whoever wants to go first, Jacob or Tom, your last song you'd love to see live in your favourite venue. Jacob? It's a tricky one.
Yeah.
And do you know what? I should have texted you that I was going to ask you this.
I can't-
Give
no,
you
I-
time to think, and I apologise.
No, I like it.
But I'm putting you on the spot a little bit.
No, I like being put on the spot. I'm going to say Hey Jude at the Ritz in Manchester.
Brilliant.
I mean, it doesn't
That is,
it doesn't
do you know what I
compute,
mean? With the springy
but-
floors, happy bloody days. I love that one.
I'm going to go with something a bit textbook, and I'd probably go Echoes by Pink Floyd, live at Pompeii.
Quality.
Yeah.
Live at Pompeii.
You just outdone me there.
Yeah. I just thought if I'd have to see something, that'd be quite a spectacle.
I kind of like the idea of Hey Jude being played at the Ritz
I
now.
think that would be unbelievable.
That's a bit cooler. Yeah.
I have to get like a dance track to it as well.
Yeah, and finally for the question to ask you guys, if someone was going to dive into Dirty Laces and you're going to pick one song for them that sort of sums up who you are, if they're just going to say, I'm going to have a snippet of this and see if I like it, individually, what tune would you recommend for them that sort of you feel like sums up you as an artist?
I'd probably say our new single Old Friend, to be honest, because it's sort of like it starts off nice and soft, and it does kick up in around the in the chorus and what have you, and it's just an all round great sound for us. I think that's as close how we sound live on a record, so I'd pick that one, Old Friend. Yeah,
Brilliant.
I'd probably go with like, well, we had an old single a while ago called You that is about 8 minutes long, and that was kind of on the premise of us converting from being like when we were first starting out, we were just smashing together as many chords as we want, but that was when we actually thought about, right, we have to be a bit more dynamic, and that was like a progression into being a mature band but still retaining a bit of the rawness. So, and it's about 6 minutes long, and the live version's about 12 minutes long, so that's the best value for money.
Go do it.
Yeah.
Go watch Dirty Laces live if you can. Tom, Jacob, thank you very much for joining us. It's been wonderful.
Man. Yeah, thanks for having us.
Being our first guest as well on Will We Talk. It's a podcast that's coming to you every single week. It's all about music, big headlines, big guests, and big chats. I just want to say thank you to Badger and Coombs. I was going to try and grab their logo, but they're over there. They're the production company who look after us here on Will We Talk. They do an incredible job. They make it all sound wonderful. I hope they can do something to my chubby face, but I doubt it. CGI costs a lot of money. We will be back next week with another panel of wonderful people talking about music and another artist in... It's not a hot seat, is it? What can we call it? A green seat? In the green seat.
Yeah, green seat. Green seat
quite
works.
a comfortable green seat.
It's nice, isn't it?
It's all right. Yeah.
Well, Jacob and Tom, thank you very much. Make sure you subscribe to us here on Will We Talk YouTube. If you're listening as well, leave a 5-star review, Spotify and Apple, wherever you get your podcasts from. We'll be back, me, Joe McGrath, with another episode of Will We Talk next week.